Good evening, everyone. I'll wait to see if some people log in. So this is just really a test run of just some live streaming. Never done this before. I have this broadcasting right now on four different sites. So this should be appearing on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Like I said, I've never done this before, so just testing out this new format and just checking out a new way to get out there. So I'm unofficially calling this right now Tabletop Tuesdays with DM Bloodworth, and I'm starting to get alerts now that I have a live just went on. So Twitch just sent me a thing for live, and I'll see if anybody jumps in and talk a little bit about tabletop gaming. So I will just wait and see if anyone pops on. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, you can see I'm wearing my Vigilante City shirt, and if you're not familiar with Vigilante City, Survive This Vigilante City is an RPG put out by Bloat Games, and really enjoy the format of this game system. And I like the fact that the whole Survive This series, whether it's zombies or superheroes and super villains, um, he has a number of things. There's a Survive This fantasy. There's just a number of different genres that you can take the same characters from one and carry it over into another, where you can kind of mix and match it. So I really like the fact of that. So this is one of the first core rule books here. So here you have the core rule books. This came out a couple of years ago. Let's see. I backed this on a Kickstarter. Um, I don't want to say it was 2019, but let's see. Yep, 2019. So this was 2019. And this is the core rules. And I have a video on this on my channel, sometime probably about 2 years ago or more. But the way that the system works is that it uses advantage dice and your basic attributes. So ability checks: when your character must make an ability check, they roll a d20 to see if they are successful. If the roll is equal to or lower than their applicable attribute, they are successful. If the attribute is 20 or higher, they can still fail on a roll of a 20. So fairly basic system of rolling. And let's see, you have strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, charisma. So you have hit points, you have saving throws, you have a courage score, there is death in the game, there's critical hits in the game. So this would really constitute as an OSR, because it has many of the characteristics of an old school game, yet it is a completely modern game. And so you would call this kind of an old school renaissance, but it's not built on any particular old school game. It's just old school role playing, the way that its systems are worked through. So that's the core rule book. So here we have the villain's guide, and there's both villains in here and there are superheroes in here. So once you get to the community content, the very first character in community content is on page 225, and that was my contribution to this book. So I will turn to 225 and show off my character. Now this is a completely unannounced unannounced video or live stream, so we'll see if anyone pops in. It's kind of a surprise and a weird time too. So I don't know who else might be live streaming at the same time that I'm competing with, but here is my character. All right. It's called Micro Ninja. Originally, I made this character in City of Heroes when City of Heroes was in beta test, and then I've carried this character over into several different game systems, but this is the first one in which he is published in. So really excited about that. And Eric Bloat did a great job in statting this out, because I gave like a general like terms of this is what the character's abilities kind of are, and I did like a pre-roll of the character using the system, but then he fleshed out certain parts of the of the character itself, and added some of the more true to the game system modifiers to it. So really, really cool stuff. And then he did a second Kickstarter for this, which was so this is book 3, so Vigilante City, and this is the superhero team up. And what team up does is it gives a number of new classes and then team combos. So a system of team combos such as formations and combo actions and such. So, really cool stuff. And then book 4 in the series is Into the Sewers. And so you get a number of like animorphs and such, a very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle-y, which is pretty cool because I just got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. So you may see that in there as well. So far we're just testing out the system. I'll see how this works out, doing a very quick live stream, and I will see if anyone let me see if anyone wants to come on. So I will jump in to Facebook and see how this, not Facebook, I'll jump into YouTube first and see if I am live streaming. Yes, I am currently live streaming. So that's cool. So I know that I'm there. I'm looking at myself here. Oh, somebody just started in. Let me say hello. Okay, so I have let's see, Stardew Stunner. Hey, how's it going, Stardew? This is the very first time I'm doing a live stream, so just testing out this new platform for doing live streams, and just checking it out. But great to see that you've popped in. You've seen me on either Twitch or YouTube, so that's pretty cool. If there's anything that you specifically want to ask about, about tabletop role-playing games, any particular game that you really like, just throw it in the chat there, and I will certainly try to address your questions. But let's just do a general thing. So how's it going? And we'll wait to see if anybody else comes in. So Stardew, what's your like go-to tabletop role-playing game that you play the most often? I'll wait to see if there's a response. And I have to see how to like invite guests on and such. I haven't done that yet. So again, I've been watching you since your Mifrog review. Love seeing you on. Well, it's great to have you here as well. Yeah, Mifrog is very interesting that Mifrog is the first tabletop role-playing game that brought me back into the hobby in 2015. For quite a number of years, probably close to between 12 and 15 years, I guess, I was exclusively playing MMOs, and I started getting burnt out on MMOs around 2014, 2015 or so. Really got burnt out by Pathfinder Online and just the struggles of Paizo and Goblin Works trying to get that game out. That I was like, this is just crazy. And then on their forums, on the Paizo official forums, someone came out with this post that was kind of like a call to arms to avoid Mifrog. And just the curiosity in me was like, you know what, I got to look into this and see, what this is all about. Because I like to judge for myself. I don't like to take people's word for it. And 2015 was like really early on for like cancel culture to really start, gearing up. That was around the time that I don't even think the term for cancel culture was used yet in 2015. So when I saw that, I looked into it and bought the game. It was only $10 at the time, and I could see some of the controversy, like where the controversy was coming from, but the game system itself was actually pretty solid. And that was an older edition of it. Like I saw 2.4 for the first time. So the game has dramatically improved mechanically and presentation wise, format wise since then. So yep, Mifrog is the game that got me back into the hobby, the game that got me into YouTubing, and I did quite a bit with it. Let me see your questionnaire. I DM 5e for my friends, but I am interested in playing a system called Tune from 1984. Haven't played it yet. Ever heard of it? Any thoughts? Yes, Tune. I have it here someplace. Yeah, Tune was a game that we used to play every once in a while just to like goof around. It is literally a cartoon simulator. So if your characters die, they reappear in like, burnt to a crisp form, with their blinking eyes and everything. It's all of the I'm searching for the word, the physics of a cartoon. So your characters really can't die. They can alter their shape as needed. There's no rules. There's no scientific rules to the game of Tune. So you can do virtually anything that you can imagine. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's a long campaign, sustainable kind of thing, but it's a great game to just, blow off some steam and just to have some, throw something in the mix, every once in a while to play. So yeah, I highly recommend it if you get it. Let's see, I'm a black metal fan. Used to listen to the author's music, but yeah, he did some dark stuff. It's one of those situations where you have to ask the question of separating artist from art. Yes, I mean, I don't normally approach it like that. If I didn't separate art from the artist, um, I wouldn't be able to watch 90% of television, which I don't watch that much television anyway. But there would be so many movies that I couldn't watch, just because I think the actors are douchebags, to be honest with you. And it's, so I do try to make that separation. And if the game system sucked on top of that, then yeah, I certainly wouldn't have supported it. But the game system, like I said, was really solid. So kind of hard to deal with that. And I think that some of the attacks on him, while some might be kind of justified, like I don't agree with everything that he believes in, but I can see how some of what he believes in is easily misconstrued as well. Um, you can be pro-European without being racist. You're just being pro-European. If someone's able to say they have pride in one thing, then you should be able to say you have pride in anything. So I don't know. It's just kind of you know separating the artist from the art is really the best way to go. So yeah, I'm thinking Tune could be awesome for one shots. Yes, it absolutely would be. Um, you can still get it. I got it for fairly cheap on eBay. I think I paid like $20 for for the core book, and I got a couple of books with it actually. So I might have paid like 30 and got every three booklets with it. I did a video a while ago with it, and it is someplace on my shelf somewhere. Uh, I just got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which works off the Heroes Unlimited system. Although the book itself is contained, like you can run the game just using that book as well. Um, and that, if I remember, was another one of those kind of goofy, cartoonish kind of games. So again, a lot of fun. So before you came on, I was talking about Survive This. So this is a heroes superheroes game put out by Bloat Games. It's part of his Survive This series. So you can take Survive This Zombies and this here, and there's uh, there's Dark Places and Demogorgons, which is kind of like a kids on bikes kind of a scenario that you can also integrate here. That was what I led into with this as well. So Tune is certainly a good one shot kind of game. That would be a great convention game too, because that would get people to really break free from like the hustle and the bustle of a convention, and be able to just sit down and just have a ball, and then not even have to worry about anything that was going on at the table, with the characters and everything like that, because like I said, you're just there to have a good time. You're not taking it too seriously, and sometimes that's a good thing to at a convention. So you're not sitting down, and you don't have to be on, if you know what I mean. You don't have to, oh, I have to really concentrate on running my character well, because people are going to question whatever. So yeah, that's another good thing. Corbin Dallas, great movie reference. So but yeah, so great to have you on. I've seen you around, here and there, making comments on any one of the God knows how many places I follow tabletop RPGs on. So good to see you here. If you could recommend one game you think everyone should play, excluding D&D, what would it be? Wow, that's a tough one. It depends on the genre, I guess. I would say, other than D&D, I would go with Twilight 2000, like first edition. Twilight 2000 was, that was another game that had a great impact on me. Call of Cthulhu is another one that you should everyone should at least give at least one shot to, because that just brings that element, the whole different element of just gameplay with Call of Cthulhu as well. Um, in Call of Cthulhu, one thing that if you've never played it before, you might not realize is that there's potentially only like three outcomes that you can have in a Call of Cthulhu adventure. Your character dies, your character goes insane, or your character just runs away and doesn't fully engage in the story at all. And there's no winning in Call of Cthulhu unless by some stroke of luck you actually got through it and didn't die, or didn't go insane. So never heard of Twilight 2000. So Twilight 2000 was a role playing game put out. Let me get it out here so you can see it. Where did I put you? Here you are. So this is Twilight 2000, put out by Game Designers Workshop in, I want to say, 84, 85. Let me see. So Frank Chadwick was the lead developer, 84. So not bad. Now, I'm not going to say that this game directly led to me joining the Army in 1990, but it certainly had an influence on me. Now, my father was a World War II veteran, so playing a game like this, I was already, and in 83, I was maybe 15 or 16 years old, so I was really, I guess, predisposed to kind of liking a historical military kind of fiction type of setting, and this is really, really done well. Looking back at this in hindsight, as a soldier, just a few years after, I stopped playing this, just the teamwork and the team play that we put into playing this game, really did, looking back on it, I was like, wow, the game is really, really good in capturing at least some of the feel of actually being in the field, whether you're in combat or not, just the sense of camaraderie and just the way that the military kind of functions. There's a lot of things in the military that a lot of times people believe it's it's a well-oiled machine or whatever. Yeah, in the end it's very effective, but getting there is usually a fucking clusterfuck. It's usually like bizarre. It's like just by the soul, the drive that everybody has to complete the missions get completed, and sometimes you scratch your head looking back on it and say, how the hell did we actually pull this off? And that's just because everyone has that inner dedication to getting the job done and getting the job done, you know um you know and at the same time they still had that, good enough for government work kind of mentality as well. So yeah, just great game. So whatever happened to GURPS? Well, I have GURPS behind me. I guess I don't think that GURPS really, like, there's a new version of GURPS, but I don't think that what are they in fourth edition? I don't think that fourth edition has, like, GURPS was a thing back in the 80s. That was a true contender to, whether it be there was Chaosium, which was almost strictly Call of Cthulhu. You had Palladium Games, which had, several different things, and Palladium had that universal kind of system as well. But GURPS was like the king of those universal systems. You could play anything with it. Now I focused on Conan, and playing Conan GURPS, which I also have behind me. But yeah, I don't know why GURPS. GURPS, I think, needs a better presentation to it, if that makes any sense. Like, they could put out like the small mini books, of GURPS, and I think they would sell probably pretty good. Yeah, Palladium loved, yeah, Heroes Unlimited. So Palladium had, like I said, they were another multi-genre game system. They had Palladium Fantasy, they had Rifts, they had Heroes Unlimited, they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which used the Heroes Unlimited system. Sounds so good. I will definitely check out Twilight. Yeah, you really should. There is a second edition of it that I'm pretty sure you can go to Game Designers Workshop and still get the game system from them in like reprints, or maybe it's on Lulu, or um, probably get it on drive through as well as a PDF, if not maybe even a soft cover. But you can get the originals. God, what did I pay for this? I maybe paid like $50 for the box set, which if you compare it to modern games, I mean, for a box set, you're probably pushing anywhere from $50 to $80 on a modern game in a box set. So if you can get your hands on an original in fairly decent condition, you'll probably run about the same price as a modern game. That's another misconception a lot of people have, is that, oh, I need hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yeah, for certain things, yes. The white box behind me was like $550, but for the most part, you can still every once in a while catch a real bargain and get them for like a modern amount. Let's see, I have one that is oldie. How about Calisanta? I've never played it, and I've never actually seen it. I've heard about it. So that's something that I've come across just in passing, and people mention it and all. I'm not exactly sure what. I'm assuming it's a fantasy, although it might be like is it a sci-fi fantasy or like a mix? For some reason, I think of it as being possibly a mixed genre kind of a game. So if you can tell me about it, that would be cool. That's back in the, I would say, mid to late 80s as well. It's a fantasy D100 system. All right, yeah. I'm like I said, I've heard of it, never saw it, never played it, obviously, and so that was a D100 system. So, and sometimes I forget the game systems around the mid 80s started shifting from the older dice rolling systems to, like, you had your D20s, and then you had your like strictly D20 systems. Certainly moved away from the D6 systems, and then there were some that went pure percentile, like Star Frontiers went pure percentile, even though that was kind of early 80s as well, and then moving through the mid 80s. I think that was kind of a move around that time. So it was published by Bard Games in 1987. Yeah, like I said, I kind of knew it was in that time frame. Okay, I had a bit of a distraction. I'm going to have to get going. So, hey guys, thanks a lot for popping in, and I will. I'll do this every once in a while, but I know it was impromptu and didn't one fantasy game without elves. Okay. Yes, I have that behind me too. So Star Wars, I just picked that up a couple weeks ago. I would say caught it by that was another great sale. Actually, I got all of the core books for about $70, so I was really happy with that. Yeah, so guys, hey, oh, Anil, sorry, you just popped in now. This was just an impromptu thing, just testing out the, going live. I might do this, once a week or so. and see. But for the most part, just testing out a new system, a new studio kind of presentation as well. And I'll see if I shift to this rather than using XSplit, because this allows me to broadcast on like multiple sites at once. So anyway, thanks for popping in, guys, and I will see you around next week. So for any of you watching this after the fact, Friday nights we have our Unscripted Evil, myself and Vincent and the Jeff, and then Monday nights I run my AD&D First Edition, and Thursdays I do the recaps from my Monday night games. So just be on the lookout of those things. And like I said, every once in a while I'm going to be doing these and just see how they do. So thanks for popping in. Neil, I've been looking to check out some of your stuff, because I know that for a while there we were both hitting the various websites and stuff, buying older stuff. I know you're the one that convinced me to get the Holmes edition. When I saw yours and you got that, I was like, all right, I have to get that as well. So I did the same thing that you did. I just got the booklet. I didn't try to get the box set, at least initially. So I have that, and I'm sure you probably have Blueholme, which is a retro clone of that system. So I'm sure you enjoy that as well. Rogue Scholar, thanks for popping in. Unfortunately, I got to log off right now. This was just a test run, but I will be doing this, probably once a week or so, shooting for, potentially Tuesdays, just very, very short little things, half hour, 40-minute kind of thing. So again, thanks for dropping in, everyone, and have a good night.